Well, good morning. How are you? You excited to be here? How many of you are very excited that it's snowing today? Whew. I can take the cold, but if there's not snow on the ground, it feels like a real punch in the face. So I'm excited that it is snowing and all of the things that brings along with it. So, all of the partners that we have in this room, and I'm very excited that we will be able to report back. It is standing room only. Look in the back, right, that there are lots of folks who are also standing, who are excited about this opportunity to come together as partners and conservation leaders to both learn and to discuss. And we're here to celebrate our shared values around conservation and recreation, around the idea that everyone in Minnesota deserves the same opportunity to enjoy every part of our state, no matter their zip code, their income, their ability, or their interests. And I want to give a shout out to some students who are here today as well, because it is our job to pass on these natural resources to our next generation. And now we're all part of this work together. And I'm going to build on a little bit of what the commissioner was talking about, because it is a big deal. And, as Minnesotans, we are a humble people. We do not brag, but we can celebrate this win around what we were able to do in November. At least one thing we were able to do in November. Minnesotans overwhelmingly passed a constitutional amendment that will keep important dollars flowing to the great outdoors. So if you ever try your luck and buy a lottery ticket, good luck. And I encourage you to buy those lottery tickets. Know that what you will spend will keep going to clean air and clean water and projects around the state of Minnesota. Friends, more Minnesotans voted yes on this amendment than any other constitutional amendment in state's history. And it wasn't even close. And because I am a nerd when it comes to campaigns and elections and amendments, I will also tell you that there was 250,000 more yes votes than we've ever had on an amendment in the state of Minnesota. That is a big deal, and we absolutely have our disagreements in politics these days, but I am thrilled to acknowledge and to know that we absolutely can agree on our shared values around clean air and clean water for all Minnesotans into the future. So thank you for voting yes, and for all, I'm just gonna make an assumption. If you didn't, now is not the time to out yourself. So thank you for voting yes and for everything that you did to encourage others to vote yes as well. We had a big lawn sign in our front yard, and it was incredibly important to all of us. So again, thank you. The relationship between Minnesotans and the DNR is incredibly important. Minnesotans depend on the work done by the DNR, and so I also want to thank you for all that you have done either with or in support of the DNR. We are blessed in Minnesota with our beautiful outdoors, and as we proved at the ballot box, Minnesotans want to protect and manage our natural resources as well. It is part of our identity as who we are as Minnesotans. And we have a robust outdoor economy around public lands and waters, and I will say it again so that you leave with this number in your head, $13.5 billion industry in this state. But the key to all of this is connecting our people to the landscape, trying new things, literally taking a minute in a place that is quieter than our everyday lives. And I think about how healthy these things are for us, especially in this moment. I value those times in the outdoors with my daughter, just as I did as a kid the first time that my aunties took me out on a boat to go fishing. I still laugh about the time that we took Siobhan out on Lake Nokomis with the DNR to try her hand at fishing, and she gradually was able to put the worm on the hook, right? She has her little gloves that she uses, right? And then she was able to do it without gloves and felt very proud of herself. And Siobhan just kept catching fish off of the dock. She literally caught 12 sunnies within the span of like 25 minutes. We do not know if it was different fish or if it was the same dumb fish over and over and over again. But everyone in this room has a story like that, where we have watched a young person in our life take a risk, try something new, and then, excuse the pun, get hooked. It's not even in my notes. I just came up with that all on my own. So the love of the outdoors is the greatest gift that we can give young people, no matter who they are and where they live. And I'm so proud of the work that the DNR has done to improve accessibility, to do important outreach around this work, including with our tribal nations, to get more people out. We do that work right in our family, but I will say that I have tried new things. As the lieutenant governor, you don't work with Tim Walz and say, I'm not gonna go try pheasant hunting. It's just not something that you are allowed to do, right? So every year I try a little bit more. I will tell you, I have gone through firearm safety and literally do it every year, right, to brush up, and I'm grateful for those DNR instructors. But I also purchased a firearm for the first time this year, which for me feels like a great big step, which I owe to the people around Minnesota and to the DNR. Trying new things, building relationships across lines of difference, that all matters to the future of our state and how we protect our natural resources. And I also just want to name that we have a responsibility to address and adapt to our changing climate. We're all completely horrified and heartbroken by what is happening in California with the wildfires, which are happening more and more and are more extreme because of climate change. And guess what? We have wildfires, of course, here in Minnesota. And there are great people who are dedicated to keeping people safe and conserving and managing the land to hopefully make these fires less severe. The people in this room are the reason why I can tell that my daughter, yes, when she asks, will these opportunities be here into the future? And so on behalf of her grateful mom, on Siobhan's mom, I will end how I started by thanking you for all of your dedication to this work. And I know that for some of you, it isn't, and I would argue probably for most of you, it isn't an occupation, but it is your vocation. That you get to do something that many of you lose track of time doing because of your dedication to this place and to this space, to the water and to the air, and to the people and to the community that you love. And that is a gift that we all get to share together. So on a daily basis, it might not always seem like you are having a big effect, but together, every little thing, every next step, every good thing that we are doing is shaping the future of our state. And as we've laid out our plan here today through the commissioner, as we hear from Adam Snyder, as we have these additional conversations at these tables, there is so much for us to be hopeful for us to be proud of, and for us to be willing to dig in even when it gets hard and uncomfortable to do this good work together, because it is worth preserving for future generations. So on behalf of myself and Governor Walz, thank you so much for everything that you have done and everything that we will do in partnership together for the future of Minnesota. Thank you so much.